Okay, so it's video number 3 in Frank's Pussywillow challenge. So these, I'm assuming, are seed pods or seed capsules. And I've never done this before. What I'm expecting that happens, they kind of look like, let's see how close I can get in here and stay in focus. They kind of look like pine cones. See how there's kind of a scaled type coverage to them? And so what I'm thinking happens is that these probably grow in the late fall and they dry out. You see, this one's a lot drier looking. It's looking like it's a little more brittle and maybe ready to open up. What I'm expecting is that in the spring these continue to dry out and end up bursting open. And what I'm expecting to find in there, because it's a willow, is like a silky fine hair that is attached to seeds, and then that hair comes out, dries up immediately in the wind, and gets blown out, and the seeds go flying everywhere. And that is how they reproduce. So I'm going to open one up and see what we get, and let's see if we can actually germinate and sow those seeds. Yeah, there we go. So now, I don't know if maybe I'm opening this up too early, right? Because I imagine the seeds are going to be in there, but I don't know if the silk has to dry out before you can actually get at the seeds. See, what I'm seeing here is that if you look at this piece of paper, see all those little teeny things? Those are the seeds. That's exactly what they are. So that one pod has probably got, I don't know, a few hundred seeds, and I haven't even really completely opened it yet. So what it's looking like I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sift out the large particles, the large debris from the seeds, but this is going to work. There's going to be plenty of seeds in here for me to get. Let's see what happens when I pull this off. Okay, so it looks like the seeds are all connected to the bottom of the silk. You see that? Which makes sense, right? They would be like little parachutes that would come flying out. Hopefully that's in focus, I can't really tell. Little parachutes that would come flying out. So I'm going to grab this because I'm going to try not to let these seeds fall into the other parts so that I don't have to worry about them mixing into the big debris. And I'm going to get a little sandwich bag to put them in. Okay, so I got me a little sandwich bag here, and I'm just going to try and disperse these seeds into the bag without getting much else in there. You see that okay? Okay, so some seeds fell in there, and just one big piece of debris which I can easily pull out. So this is the beginning of the seed collection. Can you see them there? I don't know, there's probably 40, 50 seeds in there, but there's hundreds on this piece of paper. So I'm going to open another pod, and I'm going to try to make it so that the seeds fall into here and the debris doesn't. Let's see how this one will work out. It's kind of fun. It's like peeling an onion or a, what do you call it, that other vegetable that nobody likes. It has a bunch of layers on it. What are those called? And see, this one's almost ready to go. It's a little more fluffy than the other one. But I don't know how I'm going to be able to open it up without Stuff falling everywhere. Yeah, I think the best way is going to probably be just to do what I did before, just open it up right on the paper and then figure a way to sift out the small debris from the large debris. Looks like the seeds are down in here. Right down in there. You see that? Attached to the bottom of these parachutes, these silk shoots. So it's like when you break this part off, that's when they all come spilling out. Okay, so I'm on the last pod here. It's too bad the sun's gone away because you can see the seeds. Some pods had more seeds than others, but you can see they all reside right at the bottom here. So the way I found was the best was to sort of rip the pod open from the tops. See, I've kind of opened it down like an onion. Then take off the silk, and that leaves you the seeds at the bottom, and then just scrape the seeds off. And there are hundreds and hundreds coming out. Probably end up growing willow trees under my fingernails because of this. Okay, so as you can see here, there are a ton of seeds on this paper. There's a ton of debris too, but I think that's going to move away easy enough. And it's going to leave us thousands of seeds. Thousands more than I need, obviously. But step number one, well, I guess maybe this is step number two, because step number one is actually collecting them off the tree. Step number two is officially done, and this is what I'm left for seeds. See that? Okay, so here is my seed score. This is what I got from there. Hopefully this will focus in on it. I counted them. There's 6,742 seeds in there. No, I didn't count them. That's just me being silly. But you can see there's plenty of seeds in there for me to be able to sow. So this is my plan. Check it out. I went and got this from my toolkit. This is going to be my terrarium for seeding. So I'm just going to take these chambers. I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom here so there's drainage, and I'm going to fill them up with soil. I'm going to fill them up to about here, just so that there's maybe a quarter of an inch to spare. I'm going to try to put 5 seeds or so through in each container. Then I'll close the lid. I probably won't lock it, but I will put this, I'll water the top of it. After I've seeded it, I'll put a little bit of soil over the top, and then, but not too much. I don't want them to be too deep. I will spray the top of it so that it's damp, and then I'll probably drop it and sit it into a pan and put some, maybe a quarter inch or a little more, maybe half an inch of water in the pan, so that the bottom of this tray will be wet at all times. I'll do that until the seeds start to come out, and then I'll probably reduce the amount of water from underneath and start watering from the top. So that's the plan. If it works, I don't know, a week maybe, 2 weeks before these seeds start coming out, but I'm really excited about it because I don't think there's any reason why these seeds shouldn't come out and I shouldn't be able to plant willow trees on my own. Surprised how much effort that took. Okay, so this is what we got so far. So I filled up the cells. Now the one thing that does occur to me is that this might be a little shallow for the seeds. See that? You've only got about an inch. So I think what I got to do is just keep an eye on how this, hopefully the seedlings come up, and if they start to droop or if they run out of room, then transplant them when the time is appropriate. But anyway, there should be enough room in there for them to develop seedlings. Now what I'm going to do, this is going to be kind of tricky. What I'm going to do is take this piece of paper, fold it, just to get a crease in it, and I'm going to try to control how many seeds I actually drop into here out of, where did they go? Where's the seeds? Oh, they're there. Out of this bag. Alright? I have no idea how well this is going to work or if it's going to work at all, but I'm not overly concerned about it, but I'd like not to drop like 20 seeds per cell type of thing. I'd like to just drop, like I said, about 5 seeds per cell would be great. Okay, so let's see how well this is going to work. Let's see if I can angle it so that you guys can see it here. Okay, see that? And there's a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a whole bunch. Some debris fell in there. I'm not too worried about that. So that's got to be about 6 or 7 or 8 seeds maybe. So let's get them, let's do this cell first. So I'm just going to drop the seeds on somewhere near the middle. And I'm going to do that for every cell now. And then I'm going to put another little coating of dirt on top. I'm going to spritz the top of it with water. And then I'm going to put it in a pan with some water as well to keep it moist. Close the lid, and then we'll see what happens. A bit of a better system. Instead of trying to just drop 5 seeds onto this paper and then drop 5 seeds in each cell, I dropped a bunch of seeds into the paper, and I'm just going to kind of vibrate them down into the middle of the cell and try to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe. This is a much better way to do it. There are seeds in every chamber now. Let's see if I can, might be able to see them here. So let's see if I can zoom right in to one cell here. Let's pick this one. This one looks pretty good. So check it out. Okay, so maybe I put more than 5 seeds in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of about 20 of them in there. But let's see the next one. Yeah, there's a few seeds there. So each cell got a whole bunch of seeds. So you can see them pretty clearly there, eh? Wow, that's neat. Little pieces of debris, but that's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Every cell has some seeds. Now we will cover with some soil, just a little bit. I don't want more than a 1/4 inch of soil there. And then we will water, put it in a pan, and Bob's your uncle, it sits. Okay, so here's how it looks like as I've just topped off each cell with a little soil. Now we're just going to spritz it up a bit. The reason why I'm using the sprayer here is because the seeds are so delicate. I don't want to pour water on top, because no doubt if you do that you'll really move the seeds around. Maybe you'll push them to the bottom, and I don't want that. I want the seeds to stay near the top, because I'm going to drop this now into a tray of water so that it's consistently hydrated. It's like a little terrarium, I guess. And I think that's the best way to get them germinating. I think these plants, these trees, like a lot of water. But, you know, you don't want to do it so much that they drown or rot. So I think that's got it. From here into a tray, and we wait. Okay, so now I'm just taking my little homemade terrarium here and sticking it in this pan of water. I put about a 1/4 inch of water underneath there. It's going to float, but that's okay. And we'll see how that goes. I'll check this every day, and hopefully within a week or so I'll see some germinating seedlings. I wasn't able to get much information online as to how long it should take for pussy willows to germinate or to become seedlings, but this is all an experiment, right? I got three things happening. I got the seeds, I've got these branches in water, and then I've got another pot over there with willow branches just straight in the soil. Let's see what happens, see if we can make some trees out of here. I think it would be fantastic if I could make a bunch of little willow trees to give them as gifts to people. Anyway, thanks for joining me. This is phase 1 of the experiment. I think video number 3 of the experiment. And we'll probably do a video per week and hopefully see some progress in the next couple of weeks.